Coming up next, how powerful storms that tore through central PA with 100-mile-an-hour winds are having a long-lasting impact.
One certainly being early in the spring, I think probably going to resonate in a lot of folks' minds.
Plus, we visit a Penn State campus that soon may be on the closure list. Their reaction to the uncertainty.
Even when I went to University Park, my heart was always still at Penn State Du Bois.
And an adorable newcomer is making waves at a local exhibit. The Center County Report starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Allie Winskowski.
And I'm Sarah Grosh. Thanks for joining us for the Center County Report. Our top story, the cleanup continues today, 5 days after severe storms blew through central PA, causing damage and power outages. Kira Baker has the details.
Spring started with a bang in Center County.
This one certainly being early in the spring, I think probably going to resonate in a lot of folks' minds.
Residents are still feeling the effects of the storms that rolled through on Sunday. Strong winds brought down trees and knocked out power to some for days.
Pockets within that widespread straight line wind damage where we had what we call downburst. So that's essentially the rain-cooled air, the downdraft of a thunderstorm accelerating downward toward the ground and spreading out as that happened. So that created some more pockets of isolated damage.
There were winds up to 90 to 100 miles per hour, heavy rainfall, and uprooted trees. As a result, over thousands of homes and businesses were without power.
I live in an apartment building right on the corner of Beaver and Atherton, so that's where the huge power outage happened. I know a couple power lines were actually down. I lost power about 2 p.m.-ish.
The storms also led to one death. Authorities say a 23-year-old was electrocuted after stepping on a fallen power line. This week, professional crews were out removing down trees. We caught up with some at Top Trees Golf Course as they dropped off equipment to help clear the damage that occurred there. In State College, I'm Kiera Baker for Center County Report.
At one point, more than 1,000 homes and businesses in Center County were without power, and several hundred still have no power as of Wednesday. Meantime, they're sifting through the destruction from tornadoes that killed more than 40 people throughout the South last weekend. Thousands of homes were damaged or destroyed across nearly a dozen states. The strongest tornadoes were reported in Arkansas, 2E F4s with wind speeds to 190 miles an hour. The system then slid east and caused damage all the way to the East Coast.
An American student who's believed to be the last person to see a missing Pitt student in the Dominican Republic left the Caribbean country this week.Authorities have come up empty after weeks of searching for Sodiaki Sokanuki in Punta Cana. She disappeared while on spring break there. After a trial this week, a judge ruled Joshua Reby, who's classified as the witness in this case, should have full rights under Dominican law and unrestricted freedom of movement. President Donald Trump has signed an executive order calling for the dismantling of the U.S. Education Department.Trump has called the department wasteful and filled with liberal ideology, but completing its dismantling is most likely impossible without an act of Congress. The White House also says the department will retain certain critical functions.
And across Pennsylvania, Penn State campuses are waiting to find out if they'll face closures. The university is exploring possible shutdowns of some branch campuses as it faces a budget shortfall.Reporter Holly Deemer traveled to Du Bois, just an hour from State College, to get a reaction to a potential closure.
My heart is at that campus. Even when I went to University Park, my heart was always still at Penn State Du Bois.
With only 400 students, Penn State Du Bois may look tiny compared to the 48,000 at University Park. But this campus hosts some degrees that can't be earned elsewhere.Following President Neely Bendaputi's announcement that some Commonwealth campuses will likely close, residents here in Clearfield County fear that Du Bois may shut down. Stephen Abrahamson entered the workforce after high school before pursuing an associate degree in wildlife technology, a degree only offered at the Du Bois campus.
It wasn't just a number at a bigger, college, and it was close to home. So it was kind of like an all-in-one deal for me. Tuition was cheaper.The quality of education was excellent, and it was close to home to where I could save $1 or $2 when commuting.
Bendapudi said 7 Commonwealth campuses are safe from closure. 4 are in the Philadelphia area. Clearfield County Commissioner Dave Glass fears campus closures will further divide rural and urban PA.
For example, around Philly, there's dozens of other opportunities and dozens of other places you can get these same exact services and things with the community center aspect of it. Whereas here, if we lose this, it's gone. I mean, there's nothing that's going to replace that I can see.
In January, Commonwealth University's Clearfield branch announced it would close at the end of the 2026-2027 academic year. Now, Penn State Du Bois faces the possibility of a similar fate. And if it were to close, would leave no opportunities for students to complete a 4-year degree in Clearfield County. Glass, along with other commissioners in counties facing similar issues, are working with legislators to keep these campuses alive.
It can't just be profit margin, dollars and cents. You have to look beyond that, or we'll just continue to sink into the mud.
A petition drive to save the campus now has more than 700 signatures. While no closures have been announced yet, residents are continuing to fight to keep the doors of the campus open. In Du Bois, I'm Holly Deemer for the Center County Report.
Penn State President Neely Bendapudi announced all campuses will continue admitting students this year, and no campus will close until after the 2026-27 academic year.
A special election next week will determine if Democrats or Republicans control the Pennsylvania State House. The death of Democratic State Representative Matt Gergely has left the House deadlocked since January. The election has a police officer from McKeesport against a fire chief from White Oak. A Pennsylvania Medicaid program could be on the chopping block. Section 1115, approved by the Biden administration, provides social services for the homeless, low-income mothers and children, and those leaving incarceration. But Republican state senators want it rescinded. They'll argue it'll drive Medicaid costs up by billions of dollars. Democrats say the high upfront costs will lead to long-term savings and provide health care for vulnerable groups. The final decision lies with President Trump and Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
More than 160 people are set to lose their jobs as pharmaceutical giant Merck plans to close a Pennsylvania plant. The Cherokee manufacturing site is in Northumberland County. The layoffs are set to begin in May, and the permanent site closure is expected to happen next year. The company is based in New Jersey.
A new business is opening in downtown State College. Buffalo Wild Wings is set to open this Monday. It's on Garner Street in the lower level of the Maxon. It was originally set to open on St. Patrick's Day. It, of course, offers lots of buffalo wings and other bar food, along with 30 beers on tap. The restaurant will also have outdoor seating in warmer weather.
We wish it was a little warmer right now. Are we in for some cooler weather for the weekend? We check the forecast coming up.
Plus, we're following breaking news as an airport shutdown is affecting thousands of flights and passengers today. The latest information next. Also coming up, can Penn State continue its wrestling dynasty? In sports, we take a look at the national championships in Philadelphia and hear from the coach and a star wrestler. We're following breaking news today in the UK, where a fire near London's Heathrow Airport has knocked out power and shut down the airport. It's Europe's busiest airport, and the shutdown is affecting hundreds of thousands of passengers. More than 1,300 flights are affected, and the impact may last for days as passengers try to reschedule flights and airlines work to get planes and crews to the right places. Authorities don't know yet what caused the fire. Hundreds of Venezuelan immigrants have been sent from the U.S. to a prison in El Salvador this week, a move ordered by the federal government. A federal judge tried to stop it, ordering deportation flights to turn back to the U.S., but the White House did not comply, citing several legal arguments. When pressed about the decision, the Justice Department refused to comment. The Venezuelan government is condemning the transfers as well as the Trump administration's use of wartime authority to justify them. And while some deportees were labeled as gang members, reports show many had no criminal records in the U.S.
Police are investigating a St. Patrick's Day celebration that took a violent turn confrontation between police and partygoers caught on camera. A viral video in the Harrisburg area shows an officer shoving a man into the street, nearly into the path of an oncoming car. Police say the man was involved in a fight and was being arrested when the situation escalated. He was not hurt, but faces disorderly conduct and public drunkenness charges. It's unclear if the officer will face any disciplinary action.
Penn State students can get free school supplies under a new program just rolling out. The Chaikin Center for Student Success is behind the effort. Pickup locations at University Park are in the Buki and Dickey buildings and the Agricultural Administration building. The program is also offered at Altoona and Hazleton. Students can visit once every 2 weeks to get items like notebooks and other supplies.
We've had sunny weather and warm conditions over the past few days. Still seeing those sunny conditions, not a cloud in the sky, but look at that temperature. We're actually seeing still, as we get right now, actually in the upper 30s. That wind making it feel a little bit colder, making it more like the freezing mark. As we take a look at our temperatures across the region right now, we have 39 in State College, still just a little bit above freezing down in Johnstown at 36. As we zoom out of the region a little bit more, 30s to our west, and as we go to our east, we're still actually going to be in the 40s. And as we take a look at our temperature changes, we're actually falling about 15 degrees cooler than what we were yesterday. But what's making it feel really colder right now is that wind. And we're seeing that wind actually a little bit stronger in some of our eastern counties. 10 to 20 miles per hour generally is what we're talking about. And our radar and satellite right now, we had some cloud cover this morning, but we're actually seeing that clear out and we're not seeing a cloud in the sky. What's our next big weather story is this system just to our west, actually bringing in a weak cold front, and that's going to impact our weather tomorrow, but really not going to put too much of a damper on anybody's plans. So let's time that out all for you today. So we're seeing those sunny conditions. We're going to see some breezy winds. Those winds will calm down overnight, seeing those clouds moving in from west to east. And those lows aren't going to drop very much with that cloud cover. Going to see some showers really starting to work into western Pennsylvania as we get towards tomorrow morning. Late morning, early afternoon, some showers are possible around State College, but not guaranteed that everyone is going to receive rain. As we get towards tomorrow evening, those clear skies, and we're going to see those temperatures drop into the 20s for Saturday night. And taking a look at our look for today, we're seeing those temperatures around average for this time of year, 50 degrees, going to see breezy conditions. And as we get towards tonight, those lows aren't going to really drop a whole lot. We're only seeing 10 degrees lower, but those winds are going to be calming down, and we're going to be seeing increasing clouds throughout the region. For tomorrow, we're going to see a dry start, but as we get towards late morning and early afternoon, a few showers possible in the region. Those winds will pick up, and we'll see those highs in the early afternoon dropping throughout a little bit more mid to late afternoon. And here's your 7-day forecast. We're seeing those sunny conditions today, barely a cloud in the sky, seeing some breezy winds as well. And also, as we get towards tomorrow, we're seeing that shower chance, but not going to last very long, just be light in nature. And as we get throughout the next couple of days, even to Sunday through Tuesday, seeing a brief warm up on Monday, but as we get towards the middle of the week, some showers possible as we get towards Wednesday. So we're seeing a little bit more return to average compared to some of those warm conditions this week.
Well, I'm still super excited for the warm conditions later in the week. I'm still missing them from spring break.
I could definitely use a tan. Now we're going to go over to Tyler for sports.
Coming up next in sports, 10 Penn State wrestlers will compete for a national championship this weekend in Philly, and the team goes for yet another title. Also ahead, Penn State basketball coach Mike Rhodes reflects on the team's lackluster season. That's after the break. I'm Tyler Hamer with sports. Penn State Wrestling hopes to cap off another national team championship this weekend. The team is already 20-0 after the first day of competition and leads the team standings. Carson Schuler takes a look.
Nittany Lion wrestlers are in Philly this weekend, poised to make history at the NCAA championships. The lineup features 4 #1 seeds. Leading the way is Carter Starachi, seeking an unprecedented 5th national title.
Just one thing I want to make sure is before I go that I kill all these guys.
The other 3 #1 seeds for Penn State are all underclassmen. Freshman Luke Lillidahl and sophomore Tyler Kasak talked about their mentality entering the tournament. For Lillidahl, it's his first and an opportunity to face new competition.
Personally, I think I'm a lot higher level than all these guys, and I can just go out and show it now that it's time. So
For Kasak, a chance to right last season's first-round loss.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I learned a lot about myself, and just if you put your mind to it, you can really do whatever you want. And I just figured out, you can kind of just break down some walls if you really want to be about it.
He also sees it as a chance to do something special.
There's always a better way, and it's never being satisfied with what the situation is. I think it could always be better. And I think, honestly, until we have 10 national champions, I don't think it'll be enough.
Penn State has become a dynasty since Coach Cale Sanderson's arrival in 2009, and the team is in prime position to claim another championship. But the mindset Sanderson instills stays the same, emphasizing improvement rather than focusing on the outcome.
I think as a competitor, you're thinking about is that, you can talk about winning the Nationals your whole life. You can talk about it all season long. People ask you about it. Like, you can actually do something about it right now. Like, this week, you can do something about it. Like, you can go win a national title. And I think that's, like, really refreshing and freeing. It's not, there's, no more talk or, speculation or this or that. You just get to go do it. And that's, that's the fun part.
The Nittany Lions are in Philadelphia for the NCAA championships this weekend. They're looking to make it 4 straight team titles and also break the record they set last season for team total points.
In University Park, I'm Carson Schuler for the Center County Report.
President Donald Trump is also expected to attend the wrestling events in Philadelphia this weekend. Penn State men's hockey will find out on Sunday if it's advancing to the NCAA tournament. After beating Michigan in the Big Ten tournament, the Nittany Lions lost a 4-3 overtime heartbreaker to Ohio State last weekend in the tourney. If the Lions do make it into the NCAAs, they'll head over to Allentown next weekend for the regionals. Also, sophomore Aiden Fink has been named a top 10 finalist for the Hobie Baker Award. Penn State basketball season is over. After it passed on postseason invitation tournament opportunities, now the team looks to the busy offseason. Derek Stilley reports.
Our culture and our program has to be mentally, physically, and emotionally tougher to get through tough days and
tough talk after a tough season from Penn State coach Mike Rhodes. The Nittany Lions ended their season with a winning record and an upset win over Wisconsin. But they missed the conference tournament and passed on other postseason opportunities. Rhodes is now looking ahead after frustrations that included a 6-14 conference record.
I didn't coach well enough in games. I didn't help our guys play with enough clear mind of what it takes to get it done that night. We were close, not good enough.
As the Penn State basketball season comes to an end, Coach Mike Rhodes has already zeroed in on key factors that he hopes to improve on and use to succeed for next year.
We've been recruiting hard, spending a lot of time with our guys. They returned back from spring break, and it's full speed ahead of building this the way I want to see it and continue to move forward.
Penn State did not qualify for the NCAA tournament. The team plans to use this season as a learning experience while looking for more size and shooting during the offseason to help with rebounding and floor spacing. In University Park, I'm Derek Stilley for the Center County Report.
And changes are already underway. Freshman guard Javin Carter has entered the transfer portal according to multiple sports media outlets. Now to high school basketball. The Bishop Guilfoyle Lady Marauders have been cruising through the 1A playoffs. Their journey started almost 2 weeks ago with a win over Clarion Limestone. The team continued its tear with a win over St. Joseph Catholic Academy. They've won 18 straight games and have earned a spot in the semifinals. They take on Bishop Carroll tomorrow with a trip to the state title game on the line. Now to the Diamond. Penn State baseball is back at home tonight following a 5-3 loss to Lafayette. The Leopards traveled to Medler Field on Wednesday and put together a resilient comeback win against the red-hot Nittany Lions. Junior left fielder Ryan Ulysses put Lafayette ahead with a clutch 2-run double in the 7th. Penn State now drops to 15-5 on the year and will look to bounce back when they take on Michigan State in a 3-game series this weekend. That's all for sports. Now back to you, Allie and Sarah at the desk. How are your guys' March Madness brackets looking so far?
Mine was going so well until that Drake, Missouri game.
Making one slip my mind this year, but I'm so excited to watch the games this weekend. Thanks, Tyler. Center County is hundreds of miles from the beach, but a local museum is bringing the sea to us with a new exhibit. Check it out after the break.
Discovery Space's Marine Life Center in State College has just welcomed a new friend. Reporter Francie Ebert gives you a look at the new resident downtown.
Nestled in Happy Valley is the Discovery Space, where kids can come out and learn about marine life, biology, and anything science related.
And there's a new arrival making waves, literally in the marine section. Say hi to a new baby stingray named Pearl. She'll be here at the Discovery Space for the first few months of her life.
So Pearl will be with us for about a year and a half, and we'll raise her as she's a baby, and then she'll go back to Electric City Aquarium in Scranton and be put in their touch tank.
Also here at this nonprofit science center, children can learn about seashells, coral, and different kinds of fish.
So we have a little Marine Life Center, and in the Marine Life Center, we are trying to bring a slice of the ocean to central Pennsylvania because central PA is landlocked.
Beyond the ocean themes, Discovery Space offers a variety of different weekly, creative, STEM interactive sessions for kids. This includes book reads, arts and crafts, and more. In State College, I'm Francie Ebert for the Center County Report.
Discovery Space is open Wednesday through Sunday from 10 till 5. There is an admission charge, but kids under 3 are free. Now, I think Pearl is just absolutely adorable. Stingrays are my favorite animal, but Sarah, what would you have called it?
I think Bubbles would be a cute name for a baby stingray. That's all for today's newscast. We hope you'll join us next Friday for our next local news update.
You can follow us anytime for breaking news on our Center County Report X. And you can see our stories on our Facebook page, Instagram, YouTube, and our website. Have a great weekend.